Hi guys, it's Andy with Florida Gun Supply. There's been a video going around social media. It's been absolutely nuts about this guy getting tased on the curb after he was complying. I want to show you that video and then we're going to analyze it step by step so you can understand exactly what is happening step by step in this video. It's more like a game of chess than it is an actual traffic stop, and here's why. Take a look.
That's it, bro.
Straight out. Straight out. Straight out. Hey. Legs straight out or getting tased. Straight out. Straight out.
Put your legs straight out and cross them out.
Oh, come on, bro.
Oh, he's not listening.
You're really gonna tase him? He was sitting down though, bro.
So this is the Lancaster City Police Department responding to a phone call of a disturbance by this guy. Now, it doesn't matter that he's white or black. I want you to ignore all the people talking about race, race, race. Nobody cares. I want to show you step by step exactly why this went wrong and why Sean Williams, age 27, got tasered. So law enforcement responds to a call. They are required to investigate, to get to the bottom of things before they can press charges, arrest anybody, or understand what's going on. One of the most common things that law enforcement does is get people to sit on the curb, because when you have the person sit on the curb, it leads to a much better and a more controlled situation by law enforcement. Law enforcement always has a policy called ask, tell, make. They're going to ask the person to do something first. Then they're going to tell the person to do something and take control of the situation. And then if the person does not listen, they will make the person listen. That's the common response or an escalation of force by all law enforcement agencies. And the officer has already asked Sean Williams to comply, and Sean has not complied. And so you'll see in the video exactly when the officer tells him to sit. There. Officer has asked, now he is telling. So Sean Williams sits on the curb, and look at how Sean's legs are, right? You can see right here, Sean's legs are curved back. He's leaning forward. His elbows are on his knee. He's in a very common position to flee or to fight, because he can grab his knees, pull back forward, propel himself forward, and either attack the officer or run away. So again, take a look at what happens next. You know, Sean Williams sits down on the curb, and gets into that spring position. His legs are back. Then the officer says, put your legs out, put your legs out. And what you see is Sean start to comply a little bit. Sean's legs start to go forward. The officer continues. Straight out, straight out. Another two. So there, right there. Did you see his legs coming back? Right here, Sean's legs are in a backward motion. Sean then looks over his shoulder to watch the other officer. He's analyzing his situation to understand if he has a chance to either fight or flight. The reason that Sean's gaze is looking over at the female officer is because he's assessing his situation and what he's about to do. So now I want to rewind it again and explain the officer situation. Take a look. So Sean goes to sit down. Sean's legs go out. He's starting to he's trying to feign compliance. Taser goes away. Sean looks to the left. As Sean moves to the left, you see the officer move his position over to the left. His goal is to maintain control of the situation and make sure that he's not going to get hurt. So what you see is the officer starts to get into a position where he knows something's coming. They've done this enough to know something's coming. So take a look. So again, the officer moves back in a position to avoid the confrontation. Again, take a look. We'll start it again. Start it again. Legs out one. Legs straight out twice. Legs straight out 3 times. Puts the taser away. He realizes it's going to go to hands. There. As soon as Sean's legs move in, to the spring position and his head goes to the left to understand where the other officer is, officer number 1 understands what's coming. And so officer number 1 is moving his position to right behind this guy so that he can have a controlled situation. If the guy jumps up, if the guy goes to run, officer is in a position to either not get hurt or subdue the suspect. Take a look. So again, As soon as Sean's legs are tucked back in the position that they're in, officer gets behind him and is now in a position of control. Now, once the position of control is established, the officer clears a little bit of distance behind him, understands where this is going. He's giving him another chance to get his legs straight out. Remember guys, ask, tell, make. Okay, again. So now the officer is in a position of control. He understands where this is going because Sean has not responded to any of the lawful orders. In fact, there are exactly no less than 11 requests for compliance to put his legs straight out and cross them. But now take a look at Sean's reaction here. This is when it all goes bad for Sean. Sean's legs right now are almost in the position that the officer wants them in. He wants the position with the legs out and crossed. And the reason he wants the legs out and crossed is because in order for Sean to stand and fight, Sean has to uncross the legs, bring them back in, lean forward, stand. The officer knows 4 steps ahead of the game what Sean's about to do if his legs are crossed, but Sean never gets his legs out and crossed. Now that Sean's legs are out, he has disobeyed the commands to police officers multiple times. He has brought his legs in multiple times. He's understood what's to his left and what's to his right so that he understands his chance of fighting or his chance of fleeing. And the officers are then watching for the indication of the legs coming back in. Once the legs come back in, Sean is then going to do something to escape. Take a look. There's the legs in. Taser deployed. I want you guys to understand very clearly that law enforcement have had years and years of training where they understand what a person is going to do in these types of situations. If they put their legs out and cross, they can conduct their investigation, and they have about 3 seconds to engage and react to a person who's sitting there on the curb without danger to themselves. So I want you guys to understand the situation was not de-escalating, it was escalating. Sean was about to do something, and police officers don't have a duty for you to swing at them or strike them or strangle them or kill them or harm them or flee before they can ask, tell, make. Guys, please, if you agree with me, share this video to spread the word about the truth behind this video. And then, as always, this is Andy with Florida Gun Supply. It is up to you and I to make the community a better, safer place to live. So I urge all civilians who are like-minded American patriots and believe in traditional values to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness to do what it takes to get armed, get trained, and carry daily. Thanks, guys.